Hey, what's up, guys? It's Sam or Kago. Today's story time is a big one. Hope you enjoy, so let's jump right into this. It was a late, breezy night, and my friends from the lunch table pulled up to my house. After arguing a bit with my first dealer, Jack, he came through. We were on the phone talking about how he had already sold most of his weed, and he was down to his personal stash, for which he only had about a dime's worth left of Blue Dream. Although he would be reluctant to give up his last bud, he would be more inclined to do so because every stoner loves being part of getting someone high for the first time. I was hanging out with my best friend, Jake. He lived like 2 houses down from me, so we were always together. I would always visit because he had an Xbox and I wanted one. So I wasted so much time watching him play 2K. I would also always waste stupid amounts of time watching my sister play Frogger, this other game where this dude that looks like the Reaper would like point a finger and you have to like find crystals and such, and all these other computer games because she basically just got there first, so I just had to sit there and watch, and we wouldn't really take turns. So yeah, and I should have just offered to buy Jake's Xbox, but my parents didn't believe in video games, so they would end up finding out one way or another. I should have, in all reality, just bought it with my own money I saved up from working, although I would never even work because I'm a silver spoon boy. I always got everything else I wanted, and yeah, sure, I'm kind of happy that my parents spent more money in recreation for sports and exercise. I played soccer, I played t-ball, I played gymnastics, I ran track meets, I took swimming classes, I played badminton, I played everything from here to the sun. I think that I would still have an Xbox and just play other games that does not desensitize you to blood and gore, which my mom was most concerned about. But like my friend Alex from Boy Scouts, he would always play COD and Battlefront for all my Star Wars fans. And sometimes I would get to play Battlefront with Jake too, although most often I would get absolutely clapped. There's no way that I'm going to perform that well when I'm not practicing shooting bots. When you're in the heat of battle, you don't have time to learn. Fail to prepare and prepare to fail. Let me give you another one. Just like football, you have to practice hard and win easy. The same rule applies. Anyways, I'm not sure what brought me to deciding it was time to smoke. Obviously peer pressure, or I don't know. Oh yeah, the hottest girl at our school, Taylor, who I wanted to be with, and she smoked, and so did all of her other popular friends too. And I wanted to be popular so that I could get all the hottest girls in the school. Too bad I couldn't control my ADHD and overly aggressiveness. Every day throughout high school, my blood would be boiling by third period or sooner. It really didn't take very much to get me heated. Yes, I'm a hothead with a short fuse, always ready to explode at any moment. But I had always tried to play it off and not flip every stupid desk in the school and punch every guy that would try to detest me. It took me so much effort not to do that. I would absolutely destroy them. I really just did not want to get in trouble. My grades were of utmost importance to me because I wanted to go to corporate like the rest of us. You have to understand that at my high school, if you had under a 4.0, then you were considered stupid. Between all the AP classes that we were expected to take for college credits before we were even in university, we had a huge head start. So if I remember correctly, that's why I wanted to smoke. Before that, I was hanging out with Jake because we loved to drink and puff on our little hookah pens we would get from the city vape store. The Indian guy that worked there would always ensure that we bought some sort of candy or offer it with a purchase so that when we walked out of that vape store, the cops would not call him and think we were just buying in Arizona or something. And more money for him too. So we were already loaded up with our vapes, Jake and I, but it was time to switch it up. I was in my room with the green painted walls and all my snowboarding and track posters and my speakers and everything. When Jack called, I was a bit nervous and totally wanted to bail. I didn't want to turn into a bad kid. Too late for that now. He was on the way, and I figured better yet than putting some nasty brown scrap in a bowl to smoke that I had gotten from the vape shop, I would rather have some lush green goodness to smoke instead. Good choice. I'd previously been infatuated with all of the glass blowing and bowls that were in the vape store. I thought this one in particular had a brilliant design, this red one with the swirls. It was a stoner startup pack, and it had to be done. It had to be mine. I bought that and had been smoking the tobacco out of my bowl in the treehouse my dad built for me. My other friends, and I always had the greatest influence amongst them, probably just because I was like 2 years older than them, all the neighborhood friends, besides Peyton, whom my family was richer. Nonetheless, whatever I did and whatever I had, they wanted. So yeah, when I went out to the driveway, I invited Jack inside. This was for sure a special moment for us because this was my first drug deal. He walks up to my room while Jake is outside doing some more social networking with Jack's friends. I have so many questions for Jack about how I should smoke, how much I will need to use, if I'm going to even feel it or not. He tells me that most people don't even get high the first time. He says that regardless, this half gram should be plenty. I'm worried thinking that I will need more, and I certainly have the money for it. I keep asking him to get more, and he starts to get kind of annoyed because I'm super annoying. I take the bag, and he slips the $10 in his pocket, and I escort him out the house and invite Jack back in. I show him the baggie, and he doesn't really seem to be as nervous as I am. I invite Jake back in. But yeah, I show him the baggie, and he doesn't even seem to be as nervous. I suggested that we save it for later, and I give him a whole rant about how that my grades are going to suffer and the trajectory of my life will change and how I don't want to be seen as a drug addict. He asked me where the bowl is, so I open my drawer timidly as I procure the vehicle to my mission to Mars. He seems really cool with everything, and we start to get anxious to just try it already. We have already made sure to dodge the rents, so we decide to go downstairs and figure out some way that we can go outside to smoke this. My basement had this cool, like, half-cylinder window that we would go up and outside by my garden with the tomatoes and basil and such. We go downstairs where I have my even better speakers with the big bass. We slide the glass door and kip up over the metal circle thing and make our way to the patio. We are kind of crouched down over by this part of the house on the opposite side of the chimney where the flame is safe from the breeze. Jake packs the bowl and doesn't do the best job, but I'm more concerned with just breathing in the smoke into my lungs. He sits there crouched down and is trying to light the bowl while I'm trying to help, hovering over my hands to cover it so that it ignites the devil's lettuce. I don't really think much of this, and he attempts to cherry the bowl and passes it to me. I take it, but have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I really just sit there and keep hitting it, and I'm trying to use my skills that I have previously learned from smacking the tobacco. Although this great God's gift is a bit more sticky and isn't exactly easy to inhale. We finish the bowl and dip back inside. I'm asking Buddy how he feels and if I even got enough myself. I seem to feel maybe a bit more fast-forwarded and just pacing around. But when I look at Jake, that boy's fried. He immediately asks if I have ice cream, so I'm like, yeah. So we carefully head upstairs not to be too loud running up the wooden stairs. Then I serve the ice cream, and man, let me tell you, he is really enjoying that bowl of ice cream. He isn't talking much and won't even look up from his munchies. He has to have it. I'm not high. Supposedly, you don't get high the first time you smoke, and for me, that was the case. I don't know if Jake smoked before or not. I think he mentioned maybe he smoked with Demarius before, but I don't know. More on him later. Demarius, he actually ended up becoming my main plug as the stoner adventures continue with Peyton and I. Thank you guys for listening. I know this story is a big one, as your first time smoking is a huge deal. I really appreciate you listening in. Peace.